Hi, my name is Bashar Taqi, and today I'll be talking to you about this white label feature that we have for our MSSP. With white labeling, you'll be able to fully reconfigure the portal to match and to be customized however you would like. This can be done to match your existing organizational themes so that this portal is fully customized under your custom domain. This process does have a 5-step setup, which I will be going through with you now, so that we can actually start the configuration and then complete it so that your new MSSP portal is fully whitelisted. So to go through, we'll first need to put in an organization name and a domain for this white labeled account. For the domain, it is recommended to use a dedicated subdomain of your top level domain. So I'll go ahead and insert these now. Now that I've added in my organization name being demo whitelist, and the domain being dmarc1.dmarctest5.com, I'll be able to see this data auto-populated. So you can see all the tags and all the data that is necessary to receive the reports, be it aggregate reports, TLS reports, have now been fully customized to match your URL. You can also see that the SPF, MTSCS, and TLS RPT records also now include your actual domain rather than the generic domain that we use. At the bottom here, you'll be able to see the no reply email and the operation email. So these emails would be the ones that would be sent out to your clients on behalf of you. For example, if there's an alert, it will come from the no reply email, or if there's any operational item, it would come from the info email. In my case, I'll be keeping these the same. Once this is done, you can now, and you're happy with the actual tags and the domain name that you'll be using, you can move on to the next step where it'll tell you to validate this change. Since once the change is made, we cannot actually go back to the previous step. If you would like to go back and start the configuration again, you can press the reset button all here, and then this will reset you and go take you back to the first step. The second step here, in this case, would be the name server validation. We would have to publish these 4 NS records under this subdomain to validate them to make sure that this zone has been correctly delegated for your custom domain. This would allow all the configurations to pass, and this is a necessary step to do before moving on to the next ones. So I'll go ahead and publish these records on my DNS and validate them once that's complete. Having waited for a few minutes after publishing the record, I will now go ahead and try to validate it. So I can see that this validation has now successfully passed, and I'll move on to the next step. And again, verify before going on to the next step. The third steps involve publishing the SSL certificates. So this can either be published by you directly. So we would need the SSL public file, the private file, and the chain file, and you can upload all 3 using the upload button here. Or in the more common cases, you can actually generate the SSL certificate on your behalf. Simply select this option, press the validate key, and then we will start the kickoff process for generating this SSL certificate for your domain. This process can take up to 10 minutes once the validation has passed. So giving it some time will then allow you to move on to the next step. So in this case, we'll just give it some time and I'll see you when this is complete. Once the SSL certificate has generated, you can see that we can now move on to the next step. So you can see here at the bottom, just confirming that this SSL certificate is uploaded and configured. The next step involves generating and publishing the reCAPTCHA site key and secret key, which you can get from directly Google's website. So I've already configured this ahead of time, so I'll just simply paste in the site key and secret key here and validate those. With this, I can now go ahead and validate this record. So I just press this button and perfect. So this validation has passed and we can move on to the last step, which is the UI configuration. If you are facing any issues with reCAPTCHA, kindly check the version that you are using, since currently we only support version V2. Once the 4 initial steps are complete, you can now actually start configuring and customizing your UI. So you can change the name, the footer name, the website as well, the support links, the contact us, fully customizable to match your domain. So for example, I will change the organization name to demo whitelist, and similarly the footer name. You can then go ahead and change the actual logos and the reporting images. We give you the recommended image sizes for these pages, as well as the formats that we accept. And at the very bottom here, once you do all the configurations, so we support the company logo in general, or the analyzer PDF reports, the actual PDF reports, your email logo for the headers, the fav icon as well, and the hero banner. Once that's done, you can actually configure the colors in general while viewing the preview of your actual portal. So for example, let's say I want to change the background color to a more deeper blue. So I can actually just configure this here to match my logo size. And then I can actually change sidebar cover as well and make all the necessary changes to match it. So I can change the color of the brand here to make it, for example, this light blue, and keeping the text color, let's say a more reddish value here. So like I said, you can configure as you like to match your company colors to ensure that you have configured this white labeling feature as you like. Once you're done and you're happy with the configuration, you can press the review button here, and then you can actually see a summary showing you all the organization names, the domain names, and the RUA, RUF, TLS, and SPF configurations. Just as a side note here, for any existing partners that would like to move on to whitelist, it is important to change the RUA and RUF tags, as mentioned in the message here, to the new ones. This should be done within 10 days of finishing the setup. If you're using hosted DMARC, there is no need to make an update. So once it's done, you can just finish the setup, and just like that, your setup will be complete and you will now be using a white labeled portal. So just to quickly highlight the changes, you can now see the new colors that we have implemented on our white labeled portal. Thank you for your time, and I wish you a happy implementation. Thank you.